Alright, battery just went dead on record, so I don't know where it went dead. So roughly what I'm going to do is let it charge up for a minute and I'll do my work in here for a second. I have a 30 amp plug over there that I didn't remember hooking up. After looking at it, I see that, okay, I did hook it up. I used 12.2 though, which is something I didn't want to do. So, but apparently that's all I had at the time, and I wanted to get power to it, so I ran 12.2, and I'm looking at the breaker box, and I noticed that there's only 20 amp breakers. Now it's a 30 amp plug. I'm thinking I should have a 30 amp breaker, but because I ran 12.2, which is a 20 amp wire, I made it a 20 amp breaker. I didn't want to put a 30 amp breaker on a 20 amp wire. So that's kind of like the more I think about it, I'm starting to realize what I had done and why I did it. Because at first I was saying, what did I do this for? And then after looking at it, I realized that's what I did it for. So what I'm going to do is, I got to get a 30 amp plug so I can make a small adapter to bring it down so that it'll plug into the welder when I need it, because this has only got a 20 amp plug on it. It only requires 20 amps, but I used to like to keep 30, knowing that I had it there, because you hate to lose a little power when you're alright. So while this is charging up, I'm going to shut it off from record, and I'm going to look for that plug, and then I'll turn it back on again when I'm wiring up everything. Alright, I was looking for a 30 amp 3, because that's what this is. I found all my plugs. The only ones I have that are 30 are 4s. All the other ones are standard amperage, standard stuff, regular 3-prong. So, I gotta see. I don't want to rip into another or ruin an extension cord. And I don't know. Yeah, see, this is what I need, this one. It's a 3-prong. But I don't want to wreck a cord just to get the plug. I'm looking to see if I have anything here that I can use that I've already worked with. Well, I can use this one, I guess. What's on this side? And what's on this side? Okay, well, wait a minute, guys. Now, why did I make this? This has two 30 amp lock-in 3-pin, and it has a 30 amp out, or female rather. So why did I make this? Oh, I know why. I used to go to a marina that only had one 30 amp circuit. Our boat had 2. And certain things on the boat that you use all the time when you're docked were on both. So I couldn't just plug in one cord into one on the dock. So, and all of them together, when they were working, if I used everything, I'd have a problem. But for normal everyday living on the boat, or a weekend, at a marina, we didn't use everything. I didn't need 4 air conditioners going. One air conditioner in the salon was fine. And then at night, if we needed more air in the master room, then we would shut the other one down a little bit and turn on one in the master. But yeah, so the air worked on one, the refrigerator worked on the other, the blenders worked on another, the stove worked on it, so it was one of those things to where I had to have both powered up. So I was able to plug these into the boat and then plug this into that single 30 amp cord that went to the dock, so that at least I had power on both sides that ran the boat as long as I didn't go nuts. So that's what this was for. Now, I don't have the boat anymore, so I can eliminate this, because I don't plan on buying another boat. And if we did, it's not going to be a big one, by no means. Now, before I go nuts ripping this apart, I want to make sure that I don't have anything else hiding back here that I can rip apart. What's this? Oh, is that another splitter? No, this goes to a 50 amp, I think. Let me see. Okay, what the hell is this one now? Okay, this goes from a standard to a 30. Now, this, believe it or not, you would think, well, how can you run a whole boat on this? I wouldn't. I would just keep the battery charger if we were going to leave the boat for any length of time. Battery charger was automatic, and the bilge pumps, which also worked off the battery. So by just having this there was fine. But I gotta come out here someday and go through all this. This is not the time to be doing this. Now, if this was just the opposite, where it had the male on this side, this would be perfect. Okay, guys, so I was recording. Yeah, I gotta change the battery on this one. So, what I was looking for is a plug similar to this, but with only 3. It's a 30 amp. This is also a 30 amp. Don't ask me why. 30 amp at 125 and 250. Anyhow, they're locks. This is a 4-pin. I have something similar to this in a 33-pin. So, what I was looking for was one of these and a 3-pin. Can't find them. Haven't got them anywhere. I have all 4-pin. So, I'm going to put these back in here because I did figure out what the hell it is I'm going to do. I did. The main thing is now trying to get these back in here because this is a chore in itself. One of these things. You all gotta kind of find a home. Okay, I should get another container and separate these into 30s and 20s and so on. Alright, so I went out to the shop, to the electrical shed is what we call it, because that's where we used to keep the battery back up with the wind turbine and the solar panels when we had it hooked up to the house, which it did work, by the way. We were running 1/3 the house on one 240 watt solar panel and a small 400 watt wind turbine, and 12 Group 31 deep cycle batteries, and we had no problem with it, really. So, alright, anyway, and then I had a couple of TrueSign inverters in the house. They're more money, but they use less draw off the 12 volts than the cheaper one. Alright, so anyway, I went out to the power shed, which you've been out there with me a few times, and I've got tons of stuff laying around. So I found this thing, and I'm saying, why did I make that? Why do I have that? This is all well done in here. This is not water resistant. However, this was inside the compartment when we did use it, so I didn't have to worry about it. Our boat had 2 30 amp services on it, and it was set up so that different things on the boat throughout the course of your day's use would work on both sides, so you're not overworking one side versus the next side. It was well balanced. So you have to have both 30 amps hooked up. Now, at most of your marinas, well, I don't want to say that, but around here, between Atlantic City and Maine, most of the marinas, 99% of the marinas that we've been at, always had twin 30s on the dock. So you take your two 30 amps, you plug into there, you plug into your boat, and you're ready to go. Well, there was a couple of them on Long Island that didn't. They only had 130 on the dock. Well, I have to run two, because things that we use, the refrigerator will run on one, and in the summertime, naturally, two of the air conditioners would run on one. The other two air conditioners would run on the other one. But refrigerator, air conditioner, so you need two plugs for it. This set of lights, that set of chargers, this AC lights, those DC lights, the ice makers, whatever. So it was balanced out to where if you were going to be on the boat for a weekend or live on it like we did, you have to have them both hooked up. So I made this real quick because I can plug these into the boat, in where it goes, which is into a compartment, and then I can take one 30 amp cord and plug it into the dock on these couple marinas that we used to visit. So at least I was able to run the things that needed to be run on both sides without a problem. So I made this, and now that we sold the boat, we really don't need this, and I don't foresee us buying another one. If we do, it's not going to be a big one. It'll be just a small runabout. But for most part, we're not going to need this anymore. So I really don't need to keep this here. I can utilize these. So that's that. So as I was looking, I found this one. Now, why do I have this one that looks to be the same as this one? Well, because this one has two females, where this one only has one female. So if I wanted to plug this one into the dock that only had one outlet, one service for the boat, I can still run my two 30 amp cords from here up into the boat and not use this one. You follow me? But I didn't have this one at first. I had enough stuff on the dock in my dock box where I was able to put this together. And then I said, well, let me buy this one. It does basically the same thing, but on the other end. So I have this one. So again, this one here, doesn't make that much of a difference. Then I found this. I'm glad I went out there. This is also a 30, and it goes to two 30s. Now this one, wait a minute now, I wanted to make sure. Yeah, 30, okay. And this is a 30 that goes to two 30s. Now, if I had a 30 to use, this would be perfect to use over there, and then I would just plug my other one into this, but I don't. What I need is something like this, but the opposite. I need a 30 male with a 20 female. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to these because you won't believe how handy these things come in. I haven't used them in about 5 or 6 years, but I have used them. This one I'm going to destroy because what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this, and with this one I'm going to make two pigtails. So if I need to plug into a 30 and drop it down to a 20, I can do so. So I'm going to put this into a small electrical box with 2 plugs in it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So that's kind of where we're at. Now, with that being said, everything that I wanted to do today has now been sidetracked because I got to do this before I can do that. So, this is why I'm out here for as long as I am. Come on.
There's nothing wrong with the screw.
Yep.
Just throw me. One more. But otherwise, you give me a hard time. Now,
Really don't know what I did in here. Whoa. Okay. This is a piece of PVC board. Okay, let me get a good pair of cutters. I'm just going to cut these out. If I can find my new